Yo, what's good, YouTube? I'm back with a new video. Today I'm here with my boy Dak. And as y'all can see on the screen, we got some NFL playoff teams. We're going to be doing our official NFL playoff predictions. So we're going to get straight into it. So, for those of y'all who don't know, I'm a big 49ers fan. And then my homie Dak over here, he's a Texans fan. Got the CJ Stroud jersey on.
Yes, sir.
What you think, Green Bay, Chicago?
Normally, I would say Green Bay, just because, Chicago. I mean, they don't necessarily have the best track record, but Green Bay's really hurt, and I don't think they have a guy on their offense who can, a get open guy who can literally win them the game, if that makes sense. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I think Chicago finally has a good coach who actually knows what the fuck they're doing. And also with Chicago, they have too many weapons. I mean, they have two solid tight ends. Running game's kind of iffy, but they have three solid receivers. I don't know if Rome's playing, but they at least have DJ Moore, and so that's gonna get it done. And then the defense. I mean, the defense single-handedly can win them this game. So I
Yeah.
have Chicago probably winning by at least like 10 plus.
I agree with you. I'm also gonna go Chicago. I am a fucking Niners fan till I die, faithful till I die. With that being said, we are not winning this damn game. We are going into Philly. We're going into Philly, the most banged up we've ever been, which is crazy. We have literally no linebackers. We signed Eric Kendricks and Kazir White, people who weren't even
Yeah,
on the team 2 weeks ago.
yeah.
So it's just a tough ask, bro. We're going into Philly. Brock has no O line to block for him. We don't know if Ricky's playing, like Kittle, like CMC, like it. And it. I hear it's gonna be snowing. It's just gonna be bad, bro. I'm getting like 2021 championship game flashbacks, bro. It's bad. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna say, unfortunately, Philly on this one.
Uh, yeah, I have Philly. I don't think it's really gonna be that close of a game. I'm sorry to say it, but I don't think it's
Nah.
gonna be a close game. I have Philly winning by 10 plus. I mean, Philly's at home. San Francisco, I mean, they don't got Warner, they don't got Bosa. They don't really. It goes kind of back to the Green Bay thing. Do they have a guy who could go out when they need a play to go win them? So you didn't have Ricky last week. So once again, if you don't have Ricky, you're walking out with what Demarcus Robinson and
Jawan.
Kendrick Bourne and Jawan. Like I said, and
Yeah.
so Kittle can only do so much, and I think that defense is, you just slowly see as each game goes on, they're getting worse and worse and worse,
Yeah, bro.
and so they also, in my opinion, don't really have a lockdown DB. They don't have a DB who can go out there against anyone and you could trust them. Um, I know Lenore's solid, but to me, Lenore is more bark no bite. I think he talks a lot of game,
He's
but
good, bro. He does talk a
no,
lot, so he's
he's
good.
decent.
He's
But
he's
he's
good.
gonna be able to do well against AJ Brown. That's not the issue. The issue is when you get Devontae Smith lined up against uh whoever
Renard,
the second corner is,
Renardo,
Renardo Green.
or Upton
He's
Stout.
gonna
I
yeah
really
he's gonna
hope
have
it's a
Renardo,
Stout, bro.
but he's gonna have Renardo Green in shambles.
Yeah,
That's the issue. And also Saquon Barkley is
and yeah, I'm
it's
just
it's
not
not
looking
looking good.
forward to it, bro. I'm just not
It's
looking
not looking
forward to it.
good. And you're injured. There's not much you can do. So I have Philly winning once again by like 10 plus.
I would actually be very shocked if we somehow win, but you never know what could happen. Football is crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Football is
it's
crazy.
crazy. You never know.
All right, moving on. LA, Carolina. I hate the fucking Rams, but I do not see them dropping this game at all. I, you know me, I can't stand the Rams, but there's no way they lose to Carolina again, bro. There's no way.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I actually have Carolina winning.
What? Hot take?
I think they're, I think they're gonna
What?
shock them. I think
Wow.
last couple days I was all Rams, but the more I think about it, I'm like, Carolina is hungry, and the issue with Carolina is when you sleep on Bryce Young, that's when Bryce Young does well. No one probably has given them a shot at all, and personally, their rookie wide receiver McMillan,
He's a
that
dog,
boy's
bro.
tough. He's a fucking dog, and so they have a decent run game. I honestly think that the Rams are going to once again go into this game not thinking much, and I think Carolina's going to shock them. I think this game Carolina's taking it a lot more serious than LA. Now I could be wrong. I could easily see a universe where LA smacks
Oh yeah,
Carolina, but in this universe, I see, Carolina's at home,
they are at home.
and I think LA was starting out really solid, and they've fallen. They've fallen at one point. They were the number one team in the NFC. They're now the they barely came second in their division,
Yeah.
and Stafford's looked real shaky. Stafford's looked shaky. I think he has a lot of pressure on him because he's favorite to an MVP, and I think personally, I think he's going to let it slip out of his hands, and I think Carolina gets him in a very close game. I'm talking like maybe like 24-27. Carolina pulls out a last second win.
Devontae's out for the year, right?
No, I don't think he is.
Oh, okay.
So
I
it's just
think
going to depend. I mean, you also
yeah.
have J.C. Horn, so that's a good matchup. J.C. Horn on Puka.
Puka, yeah.
That's a really good matchup, and so, and I don't really, feel too strong about any of the Rams corners going against Ed
Oh yeah.
McMillan. So
No, they're
I
bad,
think,
bro.
it's probably I taking the underdog here. I think, you know, Carolina's been slept on all year, so I have them winning it here.
Are they like your dark horse?
No.
No? Oh, okay. We'll get to there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
All right. So we got NFC side figured out. Let's go to the AFC. Let's go to your side. Starting
Okay.
off, New England, LA.
I have New England smacking LA. I have
Wow.
it being like a 20-point plus win. I
Wow. Really?
I don't I think I don't think you could shake Drake May. I don't think you can. I've seen Drake May literally have defenders breathing down his throat. He just, bobs, weaves, and gets it. And I don't trust Justin Herbert in the playoffs. I think he's not a playoff quarterback. We saw what happened to him last year.
I
We
do want
gave
to say this. You can
we
go ahead,
we gave
finish.
him the work. We gave him the work last year. We took our win. So I don't believe in Herbert. That's a very known thing if you know me. I don't believe in Herbert at all.
Yeah.
The only guy I believe in less than Herbert is gonna. We'll get to his game in a minute, but I don't see it. I think personally, I think that New England defense is top tier, and they probably have the best coach in
Yeah.
the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's sadly I think we're back to New England running the show for a hot minute.
Yeah, no. I feel like New England's just you don't want to run into them right now, bro. It's bad. And like I feel like everyone on that team is like hungry, especially Diggs. I've never seen Diggs this like
Oh yeah,
I've never seen Diggs this hungry before to win anything. It's crazy. Like every game he's like motivated, ready to prove something.
for sure.
So
Oh yeah.
I I feel like New England's gonna be one of them ones.
I have Buffalo winning. I don't like Jacksonville. I think I think they're overrated. I think Trevor Lawrence is an overrated quarterback. I'm just saying it straight up as it is. I think he's the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. Um, I think Jacksonville has a good defense.
Yeah.
I think this game would be a little different if they had Travis Hunter, even though he wasn't doing much. Um, I think I think Josh Allen's gonna get it done. I don't know how. I don't know what way. I just don't see Jacksonville winning, and also we never seen Liam Cohen in the playoffs.
So I also have Buffalo winning. I feel like Josh Allen is like the best quarterback in the playoffs right now, and I feel like it's gonna be
For sure.
hard to knock him out. But I'm gonna play like devil's advocate a little bit. Why do you think Trevor Lawrence is so bad? Like I'm playing the role as a Jacksonville fan right now. Like they're like screaming at they're screaming at the screen right now. Why do you got so much resentment towards Jacksonville?
I just think they're overrated personally. I don't think they're a good team. I know they gotten wins and stuff, but I don't think they're as good as they say. They won the division, props to them. But personally, Trevor Lawrence was drafted first overall. He was supposed to be the next Peyton Manning, generational prospect. He has the size. He's 6'6", big arm, all this, and he hasn't really been able to do much. Now, granted, he hasn't had the best coaches, but this is the same dude that allowed Davis Mills to come back double digits and beat him. So, that started our win streak. So, you know, it's fine. I just don't think Jacksonville's good. I think there's only one more team I hate more than Jacksonville. So, they're rivals. I just don't think they're good. I don't
I,
think anyone in the AFC South personally can touch the Texans when they're at their best.
I respect it. I respect it. All right, this is your team, so you can go ahead, bro. Take the horses.
I was just talking about it. Most hated team. My most hated team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. As a part-time Browns fan, I have Houston winning by 20 plus.
Oh
I'm
my
just saying
gosh.
it straight up. I think when healthy, we have the best defense in football. I think we have a top 10 receiver. And I also think we have the most underrated quarterback in the NFL. Personally, I think he's had last year was terrible for him, injured. This year he's been injured too, and he has not played his best football. But if you look in the playoffs, he comes to play when the playoffs come. Both of our last two seasons were ended by a team that's no longer here. Uh, they got eliminated. Well, they didn't make the playoffs, and so I have Houston win big, and I think the Steelers are the worst team in the playoffs right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
Even
I
even with
literally
the injuries?
he I just think the Steelers are the worst team in the playoffs. I don't think they should be in the playoffs
Wow.
at all. Um, I think
Wow.
100% think Baltimore should have won that game. I think Baltimore should be in here, and I don't like Baltimore either. But I think they're. I don't really care what people say. I know they got a lot of fans, that have delusions about T.J. Watt, but that's fine. I mean, he can't live in Miles Garrett's shoes, but that's a story for another day. But
Wow. You're
no,
going to
I
next right now.
I don't think the Steelers are good whatsoever. I think Houston dog walks them,
Okay.
personally.
Okay. Okay. So I also have Houston. Big reason, I think the biggest reason is because maybe like, Seattle's like the biggest contention for the best defense in the playoffs right now. I saw Houston versus San Francisco, and oh my gosh, they put us in a fucking box, and Seattle just did it too, but I've never seen CMC get so like shut down. Jalen Petrie, I never knew who bro was before that game. And, I do feel like, though, what would give Pittsburgh a slight edge is Rodgers. Rodgers being our quarterback. He's a vet. He may be like fucking 50 years old, but, you know, he knows how to get things done. He knows how to win. But I do have Texans. I maybe not by 20 plus, but, I do have Houston winning this game out. I just feel like their defense is going to take them over the edge, you know?
Yeah.
So for you, you got Seahawks Carolina. I got the rematch of Seattle versus LA, which I'm actually really hoping to see. I want to see that so bad because that last game was a thriller. So if you want, you can start it off again, and then I'll go after you with mine.
Yeah, I think the maybe little storybook ending comes crashing down for Carolina. Um, I'm sorry. As people who are in the Pacific Northwest, we sadly we know all about the Seahawks. I grew up in a time where my first experience with football realistically was the Super Bowl, where they bent over the Denver Broncos,
Mm.
and I think Seattle has a the second best defense in football, beside behind Houston. Um, I just think it is. I think they're very complete. I think Sam Darnold is someone I was completely wrong about. I think he's a phenomenal quarterback. I think he's top 10. I think he's smart. Um, he's very smart now, and they had the best receiver in football this year. My guy JSN, and so they have a really good running game. Cooper Cups, no, nothing that necessarily you write home about now, but he's still solid.
Oh
He
yeah.
can still get the job done. He's very intelligent, and that defense, Nick Emanwari scares me. That guy is a demon, and I think they got good corners. From what I hear, Woolen's been playing better. Um, they got a really good D line. They're coached phenomenally, so I think Seattle beats Carolina by at least double digits minimum.
Yeah. All right. For me, Seahawks LA, I do feel like this is a coin toss, rivalry game. I do feel like, them being in Lumen Field is a big advantage. Honestly,
Oh yeah,
I like, it could honestly go either way. I think this would be Sam Darnold's biggest like test, because
for sure.
a lot of people are still doubting him. Because he hasn't really had much success in the playoffs. Him going against a division rival at home, number one seed. A lot of people are relying on him. I do feel like, the pressure will be there, but like you said, bro, that defense is fucking insane. And I think
Yeah,
that Seattle will be able to hedge it out once again against LA. I feel like, so with the Bears, they kind of remind me of like that young team who's very hot but then when they get to the playoffs, they kind of fall off a little bit. You know what I mean? I do feel like Philly, their experience, they're Super Bowl winners. And I do feel like, even though they're the number three seed, I do feel like a lot of people actually do sleep on them, with all the stuff they have going on in their locker room and the Jalen Hurts conversations and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I actually think I got Philly edging this one out against Chicago. What about you?
Okay. I have Chicago winning personally.
Okay.
I think Philly is too inconsistent right now. It's not the same Philly we had last year. I think Saquon's going to be Saquon. AJ Brown he's just kind of been off. If you look at interviews, he just looks like he hates being there.
Yeah.
And Devontae Smith is, very solid, but I trust Caleb Williams a lot. I'm a big Caleb Williams fan. If you also look at Detroit, they've struggled the last 2 years. Mainly this year, they struggled a lot.
Yeah.
They lost Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson knows how to coach, and he looks like a guy where he believes in his team and he's very confident in what he does. I just don't think this is Philly's year, But I think they're still a very good team. But that Chicago defense, they know how to turn the ball over. I mean, they have a lot of picks this year.
Oh yeah.
They really know how to turn the ball over, and they're coached. I'm pretty sure the defensive coordinator is like really good as well. So they're coached well around, and I think Chicago, at least for this another round, I think they'll go ahead and they'll get the win.
Okay. For sure. So you got Seattle, Chicago. I got Seattle, Philly.
Yep.
All right, AFC side. So, man, Denver, Buffalo. I really want to lean Buffalo here. I know Denver's been really good this season. One thing though that I have to pick about Denver, all of their games are so this fucking close, bro. If you look at all their scores, they're all like
Hmm.
3-point wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like very like last minute type of games. And Josh Allen, bro, he knows how to win a fucking football game. And he may not have the best supporting cast around him, especially on the receiver side, but he got him, he got James Cook, he got a solid line around
Yeah.
him. His defense, Greg Rosal, he's I think Buffalo has a real shot this year, and I got them beating Denver in Denver, which is crazy. But
Yeah, I got the same thing. I think Buffalo wins. I don't trust. I think Bo Nix is good, but they've had a lot of close wins, and he hasn't to me looked like a guy where he's next level and he can go out and win you a game single handedly on his own. To me, he reminds me a lot of Justin Herbert in the
okay.
sense of he can play well, but can he go out and win you a game? Now, with that saying, Denver does have an insane defense. Their
Oh
defense
yeah.
is absolutely bonkers. But I just trust Josh Allen. I think a lot of these games are going to come down to quarterbacks, right? And so for me, like it went into like the Chicago Philly. I trust Caleb Williams personally more than Jalen Hurts. Although Jalen's won a Super Bowl, that defense, that Saquon Barkley had something to say about it. So personally, I have Buffalo like getting a very close win, like couple points, maybe 3 points at most.
I think the biggest separator, bro, is Josh Allen has been here before. Bo Nix, he's fresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it's like, from them being like what, very low winning team last year to being the number
Yeah.
one seed, that's a lot of like pressure on your back. And Bo Nix has struggled this year, but his teammates have had his back. And that defense is really good. They even got some former Niner guys, but
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, bro. Josh Allen just knows how to win football games. It's going to be hard to count him out. You know what I mean?
I, I have Houston winning. I think
Okay.
it's a close game. I think Houston wins. I think it's going to be a battle of defense, and I think this defense is just going to be a little too much for Drake May. I don't necessarily know if he's played a defense this, you know, good. People need to realize about Houston's defense is it's punishing. I mean, we were just hyping up Josh Allen. Look what we did to Josh Allen. We've shown we could beat good quarterbacks. We beat Allen. We've beat Mahomes. We've beaten good quarterbacks. And so I think realistically, the defense is going to be that secondary too is phenomenal. And it's going to come down to can Stroud make enough plays on offense to get them where they need to go.
Yeah.
They can't. Now it's going to be an interesting matchup. Nico Collins versus Gonzalez. That's a really good matchup.
And on the other side, you got Diggs and
Stingley.
Stingley. Yep.
So it's going to be a good matchup. I just think Houston edges them out a little bit, not a lot. I think it's like I said. I think it's just like the Buffalo Denver game. I think it's a couple point victory for Houston.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I have no idea who to pick on this one. That Houston defense is something to mess with, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know much about New England this year.
Hmm.
I haven't really watched them. I haven't seen how Drake May's done. Like just off of what you've seen, like if you were to rank him just this season out of quarterbacks, where would you put Drake May?
Oh God, probably two.
Two.
I
Him.
mean, any other season where Stafford isn't throwing nearly 50 touchdowns, he wins MVP. He still could win MVP. I think he's at like 30 touchdowns, 8 picks.
Yeah, bro. Honestly don't know who to pick here. Um I'd probably I don't know, bro. This is a good game. I because
Yeah,
I've seen Houston's defense and New England, they're number 2 for a reason. So, it's kind of hard to pick against them. I do feel
yeah,
like at the end of the day, like you said previously, it'll come down to quarterback play. And if I'm being completely 100% honest, I'm not even saying this just because they're your team. CJ Stroud is so fucking overhated, bro.
for
Over
sure.
fucking hated. And I ain't
Yeah.
even a CJ Stroud fan, but the hate I see him get is absolutely like abysmal, in my opinion.
Oh,
So
for sure.
everyone says defense wins championships, so I'm gonna edge Houston on this one because just based off of what I've seen, those motherfuckers know how to fucking play. And D'Amico Ryans, he's a hell of a fucking coach. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna edge Houston on this one. I say they win by like a field goal.
Okay. As much as it pains me to say this, I have Seattle winning. I think it's by. I don't think it's. I think it's by like a 10-point win. I think.
Damn.
I just think that defense is going to be way too much, and I really think that Seahawks are just they're red hot right now,
Oh yeah.
and so they're going to ride that wave that they have right now. I just think I think ultimately what you're going to need to stop Seattle is you're going to need a top 3 defense. You really going to need them to just shake Sam Darnold. I don't know if the Bears could. I think they can cause turnovers, but ultimately, once again, it's what's that matchup for JSN? Him on Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson's great. He can't hold JSN. He just can't. And I think that defense is going to be way too much for Caleb Williams. They
Okay.
hit hard,
They
they're
do.
fast, and they're really physical. So they're they granted they have a rebuilt line. I think Seattle's going to shut down the run. Chicago's not necessarily the best running team anyways with DeAndre Swift. I think they're going to absolutely shut down the run, and I do not like the matchup for Chicago of Woolen guarding. I'm pretty sure they're wide receiver too. I think Rome's out, so I think it's a rookie. I think it's Luther Burden is going to be the guy uh, who's guarded by Woolen, and then I don't like the matchup at all of DJ Moore on Devin Witherspoon.
You think with this one's like
I
too
think
big?
I think he's too physical. I think he's too big. I think he's going to get in the head of DJ Moore. That's my prediction. I really think Seattle pulls it out.
Man, you know, I feel like this game that I got, Philly Seattle, I feel like is gonna be that would be a fucking banger, bro. If you look on both sides, like honestly, bro, like they're low key like evenly matched besides probably like the defense. But you got
Yeah,
on Seattle's side, you got JSN, Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, you got fucking Cooper Cup, and then on Philly side, you got Saquon fucking Barkley, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, and I feel like, man, I just feel like that would be such a good game. The biggest thing for me in this game, and it's so like we haven't even talked about it yet, that
hmm,
fucking home field, bro. Philly
yeah,
going into fucking Seattle.
yeah,
I think Seattle's like the one to mess with this year, bro. And I
yeah.
I'm I feel like their biggest like question mark is Sam Darnold, but I feel like that defense just backs him up so well that it's like it's hard to even go against them even with that.
Yeah.
So
Oh
I
yeah.
I do feel like this game could also be a toss up either way. I'd edge a little bit to Seattle.
Oh yeah.
All right. You want to start it off?
Yeah, I'll go for it. Uh, now I'm trying not to be biased, but I have Houston winning. I think that defense is going to repeat to Josh Allen what they did before. I genuinely think this defense from top to bottom, every level, is phenomenal. I mean, if you look at the D line, we have the best DN duo in football. Um, Aziz, although he frustrates me because dude gets a penalty at least every game, um, he's one of the most physical linebackers in football. I think Stingley's a top five corner. Kamari Lassiter is a dog. He's a straight dog. There's so many dogs on this defense. And ultimately, the reason this defense also is so good is D'Amico Ryans.
Oh yeah.
I think D'Amico doesn't really make too many decisions where I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And so, and I think of Buffalo, I think the offense is just going to not be able to compete with this defense. I think this defense is going to take over. They're going to get takeaways, and that's going to put you in a position where it's going to get Stroud in really good positions to try and win the game, and I think he'll do enough to win it.
Just for the sake of being different, bro, I'm gonna pick Buffalo. Just for the sake of being different. All right. Don't look at me like that. All right.
You're about to lose.
We've been too like similar on this. Um, I guess like the main reason I just looked at the score for Houston Buffalo. It was a really close game. Even with Josh Allen throwing 2 picks, they still lost by 4 points. Um, I don't. I feel like just this this should be Josh Allen's year to win it all, and I ain't even a Josh Allen guy like that. But just to be different, bro, I'm gonna pick Buffalo.
I will keep in mind, throw this out there, when they played, CJ Stroud was out.
That's crazy.
So keep that in mind. They did this with Davis Mills. So you got Stroud. It's probably a big difference. Neither here nor say, but I have my Texans winning the Super Bowl. First in history, bro. I genuinely think they do. I think they're red hot. You gotta keep in mind, they've won 9 straight. And the teams they've lost to included, I think it was Denver, Seattle, and a couple other ones. But they've lost to really good teams this year. I think, I think it's gonna be a good game. Realistically, I have Houston just because of confidence, but it could go either way. They're both built so similar. They both have a really good defense. They both have a young quarterback who, well, Darnold's not really young, but they have a quarterback who's severely disrespected, underrated. They both have a really good wide receiver one. They both have a decent run game. I think it's going to come down to coaching. We've never seen McDonald coach
I was gonna
this
say.
far. We've
I was literally
D'Amico
gonna ask you
Ryans.
that.
We've seen it. We've seen D'Amico Ryans be able to coach, right? So he was under. If you think about it, McDonald was under Harbaugh. Harbaugh didn't really do that good in the playoffs while he was under him. D'Amico Ryans has seen what it takes to get to a Super Bowl. So personally, I think that gives them a little bit of the edge. And so I have it being a very close game, but I have a Texans winning their first Super Bowl in franchise history.
All right. I respect it, bro. So you think if it came down to it, like, what do you think, like, the edge between McDonald and like D'Amico's coaching? Like, what do you think would give D'Amico the edge over McDonald?
Um, I would say it's just a trust factor for me. I trust D'Amico a lot more. I think I don't. It's nothing to say against McDonald. I don't necessarily think he's a bad coach, but I think also when it comes down to, I think our defense has a better chance of shaking Darnold than Seattle's defense has a chance of shaking Stroud. Now we've seen this game earlier in the year. Seattle won, but that's a completely different Houston team, and that's a completely different Seattle team. Houston, we were still, I think when we faced them, we were like 3-5. Then we went on to win 9 straight. I think they were our last loss. So I just think like I said, red hot. I think both of these teams are going to be red hot coming in. I just think, Houston's going to find a way to get it done. I think if you look at it, this is the widest the AFC's ever been open. There's no Lamar. There's no biggest one. There's
Burrow.
no Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
There's no Burrow. So the best quarterback he has to face is Josh Allen. You don't know. Also, Darnold. A whole question that can come into this, and it can come into their first game against what I have as Carolina. How does Darnold react to the playoffs? He had
Yeah.
one playoff game last year. He sunk the bed. So I don't know, and ultimately, it comes down to is I think C.J. Stroud's gonna have a moments in this game where he rises to the occasion and gets the win. I've seen what he's been able to do. I've seen him in college. I've followed him since the dude was in high school. He played for my favorite college too. I seen what he did in the Rose Bowl years ago against Alabama. He didn't win the game, but he rose to the occasion. So the moment's not too big. I personally think that D'Amico's gonna outcoach McDonald a little bit, and I think the moment's gonna be a little too big for Sam Darnold.
I respect it. I think Seattle takes the fucking ball this year, bro. I think they're so fucking dangerous, bro. And it hurts me to say because I'm a Niners fan, but if you look, they're in my opinion, they're probably the most complete team in football right now. Only the biggest question mark is Sam Darnold, and that's crazy. But they have two solid running backs. They have JSN. They have Cooper Cup, who was a Triple Crown winner not that long ago. Their O line is a little shaky, and I feel like that'll be the biggest issue, if anything. But their fucking defense, bro, is just so lights out. They can shut out any fucking team any given night, and they do say defense wins championships. So I see what you're saying on your side over here with the Texans
Mhm.
winning. I fully respect it. On my side though, I don't. I have a hard time seeing Seattle dropping one unless the O line falls and Darnold also falls with them. So,
Yeah,
uh,
Houston's winning. Houston's winning. I mean, yeah, that Seattle's not winning. When they
how
run,
confident are you on a scale 1 to 10
like
that
9 out of 10. I'm a 9 out of 10. I genuinely
so
think Houston's winning it.
so you'd go to the casino right now and put $1,000 down on Houston?
No, I'm not a betting man. I don't bet. I hold my money. I like to keep my money, but in my heart, I am a betting man, and in my heart, I believe in C.J. Stroud.
Do you think there's any team on here that could rival the Texans at all, or do you just like you're just like full like fledged like Texans are taking it all. It doesn't matter who you put in front of them.
I don't think it doesn't matter who you put in front. I personally think the only team that really can go toe to toe, from top to bottom with them is the Seahawks, but I also don't think they can contend with the Texans.
Okay. What if y'all get matched up with like Philly or LA?
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about Philly or LA. I ain't worried about Philly or LA.
I'm about
I,
to.
I my it's not even the Texans. I truly believe that CJ Stroud's gonna turn it up in the postseason and be the rookie quarterback we all knew him to be. So I think all the doubters are gonna be proven wrong about CJ Stroud, this playoffs. If you look at his playoff games, he plays way better in playoffs than he plays in regular season, and I just personally think the stinky Seahawks can't hold the Houston Texans. So that's just my personal opinion.
Wow. I'm going to get so many clips out of this video. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to see how the fans react to this. But all right, guys, that was our playoff prediction video. Let us know what y'all think down below. I'm gonna have fun posting this. Posting my. I'm gonna have fun posting this. I'm gonna have fun posting these clips because Dak over here might make us famous. But appreciate y'all. Um, I appreciate all the love and support always. And bang bang Niner gang. You got anything to say, Decky?
Texans Super Bowl champions.
All right.
Stinky Seahawks.
Wow. All right. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.